5-0. And no, not some lopsided group game or a cup match against a minnow. We're talking the UEFA Champions League final. Paris Saint-Germain finally are champions of Europe. And they didn't just become champions. They made history with the biggest win ever seen in a final. But if you think that's the only story from the 2024-2025 Champions League, well, that'd be the biggest shock of all. This season, it was pure unfiltered chaos. A season filled with smashed records, fallen giants, and moments that just blew your mind. So get ready, because we're jumping straight into the wildest Champions League ride of the modern era, the 2024-2025 Champions League. Everyone said the new format would bring more games, more drama, and boy, it didn't disappoint. Right from the first whistle in the league phase, you could feel it. This was different. The intensity was cranked up to 11. Every single match, every single point felt massive. Those easy strolls through the group stage for the usual big guns, gone. This was a minefield, and nobody, absolutely nobody, was safe. We saw tactical showdowns that kept you guessing like a great thriller. Goals that tore up the playbook and had commentators reaching for new records. The underdogs? They weren't just showing up. They were taking massive bites out of big reputations. And through it all, flashes of individual magic lit up the stage, often from the most surprising players. This wasn't just football. It was a weekly shot of pure sporting adrenaline. The kind of season that reminds you exactly why this competition has such a hold on fans all over the world. The beautiful game at its beautifully unpredictable best. And when you talk about individual brilliance changing the game, you have to talk about Barcelona's Rafinha. Barca themselves were on a total roller coaster. Some moments of pure genius, like that incredible 3-3 draw with Inter Milan early on, a match already cemented in Champions League history. But through all their ups and downs, one guy consistently delivered the goods: Rafinha. The Brazilian winger wasn't just playing, he was on a different planet this season. He completely transformed. Plenty of people had their opinions. Some even questioned if he should be starting. But under Hansi Flick, Rafinha just exploded. We're talking an unbelievable 13 goals and 9 assists in the Champions League. That's not just good, that's the stuff of legends. He didn't just score goals, he scored the big ones, the game changers. Remember that crucial winner against Benfica in the league phase? Pure individual magic. Or that jaw-dropping hat-trick against Bayern Munich that sent tremors across Europe. And the record? Rafinha didn't just nudge past a record, he matched a massive one. His 22 goal contributions, those 13 goals and 9 assists, in a single Champions League season put him right alongside Cristiano Ronaldo's legendary 2013-14 campaign for the most goal involvements. What a feat, locking down his place as Barcelona's all-time single-season record holder for UCL goal involvements. He became their go-to guy, the one who showed up in the huge games, the leader who, at times, even wore the captain's armband and pulled Barcelona through the tough spots. His performances weren't just about numbers, they were about heart, skill, and a burning desire to win, definitely putting him in the Ballon d'Or conversation. Barcelona might have gone out in a nail-biting semifinal against Inter Milan, but Rafinha's 2024-25 Champions League story is one we'll be talking about for ages. He was, to put it mildly, sensational. Okay, so from one man's triumph to a whole team's drama, Real Madrid. Honestly, when are Real Madrid not part of the Champions League drama? The 14-time champions, the absolute kings of Europe, had a season that was just as wild and unpredictable as the tournament itself. There were those classic Madrid moments, that pure Madridismo, that magic that only seems to happen when they're on the pitch, whether at the Bernabeu or anywhere else. Take Brahim Diaz's amazing solo goal early on. He danced through a stunned defense and hit a curler with perfect precision. Just beautiful. We saw Jude Bellingham keep climbing to the top of the football world, with that stunner against Napoli showing off his ridiculous talent. He bagged 4 goals and 3 assists in his first 5 UCL matches. Kylian Mbappe, in his massively hyped first season with Los Blancos, also showed up, like his cool finish just 4 minutes into a tough game, proving how deadly his partnership with Vinicius Jr. could be. But this is the Champions League. It doesn't care about your reputation forever. Even with these brilliant moments, Real Madrid's season had this unusual sense of weakness about it. They just couldn't find consistency in the new league phase, even slipping outside those precious top 8 spots for a direct ticket to the round of 16. Beating Stade Brestois in their final league game, with Rodrigo and Bellingham scoring, wasn't enough. They ended up in the playoffs. Their fall, which some saw coming after their league struggles, probably happened quicker and more shockingly than anyone imagined. After a tense playoff, their run came to a crashing halt in the quarterfinals. They were taken apart 5-1 on aggregate by a very smart Arsenal side. The Gunners, a really well-organized team without one massive superstar, showed up the cracks in Madrid's setup. Even with individual talent of Mbappe and Vinicius Jr., they were shut down. Just couldn't break through Arsenal's tough defense over 2 legs. It was a sharp reminder that in today's football, just having stars isn't always enough. For a club that is Champions League glory, this early decisive exit was a tough one to take. A dramatic stumble that definitely made waves across Europe. Away from the big stories of Rafinha's magic and Real Madrid's bumpy ride, the 2025 Champions League was just packed with pure, glorious chaos.
Locatelli sends it forward. PSV in the change strip tonight.
This was a season where you threw the script out the window week after week. Remember Weston McKennie for Juventus? That absolute screamer against PSV Eindhoven in the playoff. A goal that just screamed worldy from the second it left his boot. And what about Barcelona's other young star, Lamine Yamal, just continuing to blow everyone away? At just 17, he wasn't just playing, he was incredible, scoring 5 goals and setting up 3 more, including a goal that UEFA's own experts later said was the best of the whole tournament. The nerve, the skill, the coolness. It was clear a generational talent was truly making his mark on the biggest stage. We saw tactical masterclasses that led to some absolutely mind-blowing results. Teams you might have written off, stepping up and taking down giants. Think about the early league phase, teams like Celtic giving Barcelona a real headache, or thinking back to Ruben Kazan's famous win at the Camp Nou years ago. A spooky reminder that anything can happen. This season had plenty of its own David versus Goliath tales, where clever game plans and unbreakable team spirit beat squads packed with superstars. There were comebacks that made no sense, last-minute winners that caused mayhem, and goalkeeping heroics like Ivan Provedal's unbelievable last-second headed equalizer for Lazio against Atletico Madrid. A keeper scoring! Moments like these just highlighted the raw passion and sheer unpredictability that the new format seemed to crank up. This wasn't just a series of matches, it was a constant stream of football madness, always reminding you that in the Champions League, you have to expect the unexpected.
David Ruiz, Coutinho, it's a delightful pass, here's Doué.
And through all this wonderful mayhem, one team started to carve out their own story. A story that felt like destiny. Paris Saint-Germain. For years, the Parisian team of Champions League glory had always been just out of reach, often snatched away in the cruelest ways. That heartbreak against Manchester City in a previous final, the crushing weight of expectation, the ghosts of failures past, all of that was hanging over them. But this season, under Luis Enrique, something just felt different. Their road to the final wasn't some easy parade. They had to fight through a tricky league phase, then run a gauntlet in the knockout rounds. They knocked out 3 English giants, Manchester City, Liverpool, and then Arsenal in a super tense semifinal, a path that would push any team dreaming of the trophy to its limit. This wasn't the old PSG, relying on a few megastars. This was a new PSG, a real team with a clear style, mixing exciting young players with seasoned pros. Players like Ousmane Dembele, who set a new record for a French club player with 14 goal involvements in a single UCL campaign. 8 goals, 6 assists, were massive. Achraf Hakimi, playing against his old club Inter in the final, was incredible all-tournament, amazingly involved in 9 goals from right back, tying a record for a defender. The rise of amazing young talents like 19-year-old Desiree Doué, who would absolutely light up the final, and the calm leadership of Captain Marquinhos created the perfect mix of youthful energy and veteran know-how. This was a team built from the ashes of past letdowns, now playing with a fresh hunger, a new self-belief. Luis Enrique, a guy who knew exactly what it takes to win this trophy from his Barcelona days, was stamping his winning attitude onto this thrilling squad. Their journey was tough, their spirit unbreakable. The stage was set in Munich, the Allianz Arena, Munich, Saturday, May 31st, 2025. PSG versus Inter Milan, a final most people thought would be a tight, edgy contest. Inter, who'd narrowly lost in the final just 2 years before, were hungry for redemption. What actually happened, though, was anything but tight. It was a royal crowning, a demolition job, a massive statement. Paris Saint-Germain didn't just win. They absolutely hammered Inter Milan 5-0, the biggest winning margin ever in a Champions League final. It was stunning. Right from kickoff, PSG played with a fire and accuracy that Inter just couldn't live with. Achraf Hakimi, coming back to haunt his old team, kicked off the scoring just 12 minutes in, finishing off a brilliant team goal. Only 8 minutes later, the incredible Desiree Doué, just days before his 20th birthday, made it 2. PSG became the first team ever to score twice in the first 20 minutes of a UCL final. And the goals kept coming. Doué, putting in a man-of-the-match performance, grabbed his second after halftime with a fantastic strike that really showed off his amazing talent. He became the first player under 20 to be directly involved in 3 goals in a knockout game, and to do it in the final, simply historic. Ivica Kvaratskhelia, a key signing from the winter window, then banged in a 4th, before 19-year-old substitute Seni Mayulu smashed home the record-breaking 5th goal, making him the 3rd youngest scorer in a UCL final. Inter was stunned, totally outplayed, and outclassed. Luis Enrique's tactical genius had shut down their strengths and let PSG's dynamic attack run wild. This wasn't just a win, it was a peak of a decade-long dream, casting out old demons and heralding a new chapter for Parisian football. No Neymar, no Messi, no Mbappe in the final, just a team working together, finally grabbing their ultimate prize. The celebrations, the pure emotion. This was more than a trophy. This was history being made. What a season! From Rafinha's record-matching brilliance and Real Madrid's shocking downfall to the absolute unfiltered chaos of so many upsets and mind-blowing goals, all topped off by PSG's historic 5-star thrashing in the final. The 2024-2025 Champions League truly gave us everything. But now, it's your turn. We want to hear from you. What was your absolute favorite moment from this insane season? Was Rafinha's performance the best individual run you've seen in years? Where did all go wrong for Real Madrid? And this PSG team, with all their young talent and attacking style, are they set to rule Europe for years to come? Let us know your thoughts, your bold predictions, and your wildest theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this look back at the UCL's craziest season yet, hit that like button, and please make sure you're subscribed and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming football breakdowns. We've got a ton more to talk about from the world of football. The 2025 Champions League, a season that kicked off with the excitement of a new era under its revamped format and finished with a history-making team getting their crown. It delivered everything you could ask for: breathtaking skill, clever tactics, crushing defeats, and glorious wins. Rafinha's individual brilliance for Barcelona was a joy to watch. Real Madrid's struggles became a huge talking point. And PSG finally made it to the top. And they did it with a style and dominance that will be remembered in football history forever. More than just the scores. This season was all about the moments, the gasps, the cheers, the sheer disbelief. It was a powerful reminder of football's incredible ability to grip us and throw up surprises. The beautiful game. It certainly is. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.